I brought my girlfriend home to meet my family. She was sweet at first. Then she mocked my sister's scars, and everything spiraled out of control. My girlfriend is 22, and I'm 20. We've been together casually for about a year, and we knew each other before that. We've been in a serious official relationship for the past 9 months. My girlfriend had never met my family before, and I'd been planning a trip home for 3 weeks to celebrate my sister's 22nd birthday. My girlfriend was happy about the trip and suggested coming along, saying it would be a great chance to finally meet my family. I thought that was a great idea too. I called my parents to ask if it would be okay for her to come, and they said yes. They were actually excited to meet her, and they got the guest room ready for her stay. We arrived at my parents' place, and the first week went really well. They met, they got along, everyone seemed to like each other, and things were going great. We celebrated my sister's birthday, and it was honestly a fantastic time. My sister and my girlfriend seemed to really connect and enjoy each other's company. That meant a lot to me, because they're both such important people in my life, so seeing them bond made me feel genuinely happy and warm inside. But a few days after the birthday, I noticed something changed. My girlfriend started acting a bit colder toward my sister, not as friendly as before. One day she said something pretty mean to her when we were out. It started when my sister suggested we all go swimming at the beach. She said the weather was great, and my girlfriend would probably love it. My girlfriend had actually brought her swimsuit and seemed totally on board, so the 3 of us went, and at first we were having a good time, but then my girlfriend said something really insensitive and hurtful. We were just sitting on the sand after swimming, relaxing, and my girlfriend noticed some old scars on my sister's thighs. My sister used to struggle badly with depression, and while she still deals with it sometimes, it's not as intense now. Back when it was at its worst, she used to purge and self-harm regularly. The scars are mostly on her upper thighs, and she's very self-conscious about them. She always worries people will judge her or think she's a freak if they notice, even though my parents and I constantly try to reassure her. Usually the scars aren't visible when she wears regular clothes, but at the beach in a bikini, they were clearly visible. My girlfriend pointed at them and asked, "What are those?" My sister answered very calmly, "Those are scars from when I used to self-harm." Then my girlfriend said, "Why on earth would you do that?" I quickly jumped in and explained that my sister went through a really difficult period in her life. She was depressed, but she's in a much better place now, and we're all thankful as a family that she got through it. But my girlfriend just said, "That's such a stupid thing to do. Why would anyone hurt themselves like that?" Then she added, "I think girls who do that are just doing it for attention." My sister told her she had no clue what she was talking about, that she had no idea what it's like to wake up every day hating yourself and wanting to hurt yourself. But my girlfriend doubled down, saying she still thought it was attention-seeking, and added, "I'm just glad I don't have scars like that." My sister replied, "Well, good for you." And at that point, she was clearly upset. She got up and walked away down the beach to sit alone far from us. I turned to my girlfriend and asked what the hell was going on with her, why she'd say something like that. She claimed she wasn't trying to be mean and that my sister was just being too sensitive and took it the wrong way. I told her she was being incredibly thoughtless and that she needed to consider her words more carefully, especially when someone has a known history of depression, because what you say can really hurt. Then I stood up and left her there and went to sit with my sister instead. My sister didn't want to talk about what had just happened, so we just chatted about other things and shared a few jokes. At one point she looked at me and said, "You sure know how to pick them, huh?" I told her I didn't understand what was going on with my girlfriend. She had been so nice the past few days. I didn't know why she was suddenly acting like this. Maybe she was hiding something, or maybe there was something she wasn't telling me. I figured she'd realize eventually how hurtful her words were and apologize. Later that day, after we got back home, I had a private talk with her. I explained to her exactly why what she said had hurt my sister so much. My sister had been going through a really dark and painful emotional time when she started self-harming, and brushing it off as attention-seeking was not only dismissive, it completely invalidated the pain she was in. I told my girlfriend that my sister had every right to be upset, and that a sincere apology would mean a lot and could really help fix things between them. She agreed, and to her credit, she did go and apologize. It sounded genuine and heartfelt, and my sister accepted it. My sister even said that maybe she'd overreacted a little, and that my girlfriend shouldn't feel too bad. I was relieved. Honestly, I hoped that would be the end of it. This story posted by ignoranceischris, but it wasn't. The next day, we were out at a restaurant having lunch. The place was packed, and the service was slow. When our food finally arrived, they had brought the wrong dish for my sister. It wasn't what she had ordered. My sister wanted to let the staff know so she could get the meal she'd actually asked for. But my girlfriend kept telling her to just eat what they gave her and not make a fuss. My sister said no, she'd ordered something specific and didn't want to eat something else. She had every right to ask for what she paid for. My girlfriend pushed back, saying it would only make everything take longer, and we'd be stuck there even longer. That turned into a bit of an argument. Eventually, my sister told her it wasn't any of her business, and that's when my girlfriend snapped. She said, "Why do you always have to be the center of everything? Why is it always about you?" My sister was taken aback and asked her why she was being so mean. She said she didn't understand what she'd done wrong, that she genuinely tried to be kind and friendly with her. She said, "I don't get it. Why do you hate me?" And my girlfriend just replied that she thought my sister was entitled, selfish, and narcissistic. My sister's face dropped. Her eyes started to well up with tears. And then my girlfriend said, "I don't give a fuck if you cry. What are you gonna do? Go cut yourself." That was it. My sister burst into tears, loud, painful sobs, right there in the middle of the restaurant. Everyone around us turned to stare. It was heartbreaking. She collapsed into me, sobbing into my shoulder. I wrapped my arms around her and tried to comfort her, but I was furious. I told my girlfriend that I was beyond upset and that she needed to leave us alone. She stood up and said, "Fine, just make sure Drama Queen doesn't hang herself or slit her wrists," and then she walked out. I stayed with my sister as she cried. She didn't stop for a long time, probably half an hour. Neither of us ate much after that. I eventually took her to the bathroom to wash her face and calm down a bit. She kept asking me over and over, "Why does she hate me? What did I do to her? Am I really that bad?" I hugged her and told her she hadn't done anything wrong. There was nothing wrong with her at all. But I needed to have a serious conversation with my girlfriend. Something wasn't right. I couldn't believe how she'd been acting. If she had a problem with me, she should have taken it up with me, not lashed out at my sister. Later that day when we got home, I sat her down for a talk in my room. Before I could even start, she said, I know, I'm so sorry. I really don't know what's gotten into me." She seemed genuinely upset with herself. She admitted she had been awful and cruel, and said she couldn't understand why. I told her I knew she wasn't normally like that. She's usually kind and thoughtful, so what had changed? Why had she suddenly become, well, mean? She nodded and said she honestly deserved to be called that. Then she told me she thought she knew the reason. She said that over the last few days, she'd been feeling incredibly jealous watching me and my sister together. She had started to realize just how close we are, how strong our bond is, and it made her feel left out and hurt. She said, "You two grew up together. You have all these shared memories, so many years of being in each other's lives. I wish I had that with you." I told her we'd eventually build that kind of connection too, in time, but that comparing herself to my sister wasn't fair. The relationships are completely different, and no matter how she was feeling about me and my sister, she had no right to take it out on her. That wasn't just immature, it was cruel. She agreed. She said she felt horrible about it all. Then she brought up something specific that she said had really triggered her emotions, the gift I gave my sister for her birthday. I'd given my sister a hardcover edition of Anne of Green Gables, her favorite book from childhood, with a handwritten note inside. It had made her so happy, she actually cried when I gave it to her. Not because of the book itself, but because I had remembered how much it meant to her, even though she never asked for it. My girlfriend said seeing that moment made her feel even worse. She compared it to the gift I'd given her on her birthday, a piece of jewelry. It was expensive, sure, but she said it felt generic, like something any guy might pick without much thought. She said it didn't feel personal, not like the book had for my sister. I told her I had no idea she felt that way, but I was sure that if we gave our relationship time, we could eventually build that kind of closeness, where we learn the small things about each other and create new memories together. But I also told her that the way she was treating my sister was seriously putting our relationship at risk, and I couldn't stay with someone who treated her like that. That was non-negotiable. I reminded her that my sister has a really bad history with depression and still falls into it sometimes. She might be more sensitive than most people, and her emotions might be more fragile, but that's just something we have to be aware of and respect. My girlfriend said she completely agreed, and that she would try to control herself and behave better around my sister. She said she wanted to give her a genuine, heartfelt apology. I told her I hoped she meant it, for both our sakes, and that she really would change her behavior. I reminded her that she'd been really sweet and friendly when she first got here, and that if she could go back to acting like that, everything would be perfect. Then I went to talk to my sister, but she wasn't in the mood at all to speak to my girlfriend. She was still upset from earlier and didn't want to hear another apology. She said it wouldn't mean anything. I told her my girlfriend really did feel awful and wanted to make things right. My sister told me I had no idea how badly my girlfriend's words had hurt her, and that asking her to just forgive her like that was hurting her even more. I said I completely understood, and that I was sorry. I told her I'd give her all the time she needed, and if she never wanted to forgive her, that was okay too. I'd respect that. Then my sister said she wished I'd never come back for her birthday, and especially that I hadn't brought my girlfriend. She said things were better when it was just her and our parents. Me showing up with my girlfriend messed everything up for her, and on her birthday, of all days. I told her I still had 2 weeks left here, and if she wanted, I could send my girlfriend back home so I could spend the rest of the time just with her. But she said no, she didn't want me to do that to my girlfriend. I suggested maybe we could go to the beach again sometime. She immediately said no. She swore she'd never go to the beach again. I asked her why, and she just said because of my scars, and then burst into tears again. It was heartbreaking. Just hearing the word brought her to tears. I told her there was nothing to be ashamed of. She had been through something really hard, and she's an amazing person, and we're all proud of her. She just said, "I'm a freak. Why did I even cut myself?" I told her she didn't need to hide them. Anyone who judged her for her scars wasn't worth her time. Still, she said she never wanted to be in a situation again where anyone could see them. The next day, I went shopping with my girlfriend. We were looking for swim shorts for my sister. I thought maybe if she wore shorts over her bikini bottoms, she could cover the scars and wouldn't have to be afraid of anyone seeing them. My girlfriend thought that was a great idea. We bought a bunch of different styles since we weren't sure which ones my sister would like, and we brought them back home. My sister was really happy with them. But even with that, she's still clearly upset, and it's obvious she still feels uncomfortable and anxious around my girlfriend because of everything that happened. I've been thinking about asking my girlfriend to head home early so I can spend the rest of my 2 weeks here just with my family. My sister doesn't seem willing to do much if my girlfriend is around. She's still very self-conscious about what was said, and I'm afraid that every time she sees my girlfriend, she's going to be reminded of those horrible comments, and that she'll keep feeling this deep shame about her scars. That probably means I'll never be able to have a real relationship with my girlfriend. I honestly don't know what to do. So my question to you is, how do I handle this delicate and complicated situation? Should I send my girlfriend back home, or should I keep trying to fix things between them? Is there anything I can do to help them get along, or should I accept that there might always be a wall between them and just keep them apart? How do I help my sister feel better when she's still feeling so hurt and awful? What should I do? What's the right thing here for everyone involved? If I were you, I'd seriously reconsider the whole relationship, but at the very least, she needs to go home. Commenter 2. How many times does this girl need to destroy your sister's emotional well-being before you finally break up with her? Whether she's sincere or not, you're basically teaching her that as long as she says sorry afterward, she can keep hurting your sister. If I were your sister, I'd be devastated that you're so quick to forgive your girlfriend after something like this. I'd probably never want to be around her again. Ever. OP responds, honestly, I was really close to breaking up with her after everything that happened, but when she showed real self-awareness about how awful she had been and seemed genuinely committed to changing, I thought maybe she deserved one more chance. But now I'm wondering, do you think I should end things for good anyway? Commenter 3. This girl is human garbage. Break up with her. Yesterday. It doesn't matter if she says sorry or promises to change. The fact that her brain even went there and she said those things out loud to intentionally hurt someone, that's not someone you want in your life. Update. 1 day later. Thanks to everyone who gave me advice yesterday. You'll be glad to know. She's gone. She's my ex-girlfriend now. It's over. I sent her home and I'm not going to see her again. The first thing I did was apologize to my sister. I told her how sorry I was for being a crap brother, for not standing up for her when I should have, and for giving my girlfriend more chances even after how cruel she was. I told my sister I felt ashamed. I had completely failed her. And I promised I would never let that happen again. I made her a promise, and I meant every word of it. She forgave me. She said she had honestly been hoping I would break up with her and send her home, but she didn't want to pressure me. She reassured me that I am a good brother, and I shouldn't be too hard on myself or keep calling myself crap. I told her that's exactly how I felt, though, because I let her down when I should have had her back. I explained everything to my parents, too. Told them what happened and that my girlfriend and I had broken up. I said the 3 of us could now spend the remaining 2 weeks together as a family, and I was really looking forward to that. My parents were completely supportive. They told me I made the right decision. I said I should have done it sooner, that I'd failed my sister by waiting, but they forgave me too, and they were very understanding. Also, to everyone who mentioned the shorts I got my sister, you're right. I realize now that I was sending the wrong message by giving her something to cover her scars. I told her she doesn't need to wear them unless she wants to, and in my opinion, she absolutely shouldn't feel like she has to hide anything. I told her I think those scars are beautiful. I think she is beautiful, with or without them. She should be proud of herself for surviving what she went through. She's been through so much and came out the other side stronger. I told her she's a hero to me, always has been, the strongest, bravest person I know. Hearing that made her really happy, and my parents too. She said she's not feeling nearly as bad about her scars anymore, and she's ready to go back to the beach. Top comment: good for you. It took a bit, but you got there. Doing the right thing doesn't always come easy when emotions are running high. Ignoranceischris are always on shines, and sorries on sheets and it are always on it can cloud your judgment. But even in your earlier post, you sounded like a solid brother. Your sister trusts you. She leaned on you when she was hurting, and now you've owned up to your mistakes, and you genuinely seem committed to doing better. Wishing you and your family the very best. OP's reply: thanks. I still don't really feel like a good brother, though. I know she trusts me, and that's why it hurts so much when I feel like I've let her down. It's like she sees me as someone better than I am. I'm just trying to be the best brother I can, but sometimes I feel like she deserves someone better, someone who won't mess up like I did. Commenter 2. How did you actually go about sending your ex home? You kind of skipped over that, and I honestly can't believe she didn't have some horrible comment on her way out. OP's reply: I just told her straight up. Our relationship was over because of what she said, and I wasn't going to be with someone who attacked my sister like that. She was upset, but she didn't really argue or try to defend herself. I think she knew what she'd done and felt the weight of it. I gave her money for the trip back, small price to pay for my sister's peace of mind, and now we've got 2 full weeks ahead of us, just me and my family. Posted by you/ignoranceischris.